All right, is that audio better, guys? Is that better? We'll get started here in a sec. Just let me know if that audio is better. Someone could just let me know. That would be fantastic. And then we'll get started. All right, cool. All right, guys. So basically, you know, this happens over and over and over again. And it never ceases to amaze me. You got to remember, Bitcoin was only $6,600 3 weeks ago. Okay? And it's now roughly at $8,500. So it's still way up. But still, everybody gets surprised when it falls. So this is trading, guys. People take profits. This is why you're going to get so sick of me telling you, buy at the right entry. Learn technical analysis so you can get a good idea of when to get in, when to get out. So we basically got into Bitcoin for the first time since December, 4 weeks ago at $6,600. Our first target was $8,500. We took some profit. The next target was $9,500. We took profit. Okay, this is what people do. It doesn't just keep going to the moon. Okay, you need to understand that. And the sooner you can get your head around that it moves in ebbs and flow, you'll get a better idea. And when you can look at the big picture and see the emotional cycles that happen, they just happen over and over. Nothing's going to keep going to the moon, guys. It will get there in stages. Okay, you got to remember, only 6 weeks ago we were talking about 5,000. So when I got in at 6,800 again with my group, to be honest, my target was 8,500, and we'll have a look at that trend line. And I was expecting that to bounce down and, you know, 5,000. So let's look at the important parts. Let's get into it. Okay. So who we got online? We got Vidir, Tijenda, good to see you again, brother. Phil Evans, Thomas, Delane, Ennis, lovely to have you guys. So we're going to look at one of the biggest, I don't know if complaint is the word, but advices that I got in my Cryptogasmic group was that we don't do enough on the Binance charts. And we did a poll last week on Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook group, and Binance won hands down as the most popular trading platform. So today we're going to look at the top 5 coins as selected by you guys. So let's just have a look now at what they actually are. Tron, OMG, Neo, Verge, and Sub. And we'll have a look at Ven and Zill if we get time. I do have a tendency to talk too much, and I have a round of golf to play this afternoon. So let's get into it. All right. Let me know where you're from. Say hello. We're trying to build community here as well, guys. So let's get into it. So let's start with Bitcoin. Now, I always start by looking at the bigger picture. Okay? And let's just tidy it up a little to start with. I always look at Bitcoin on the logarithmic chart. Okay? Now, we've been playing Bitcoin in stages, because when we were here in February, we played this run up perfectly. We got out. And then we got back in right here in our signals. Hey, Thomas from Malta. Iceland. Wow, fantastic. Fabrice, you're going to get the hammer, brother. Sorry about that. But, you know, that's the way it goes. Right. Okay. Anyway, so we got back in here. Now, guys, this downward trend line is very, very important for us. Okay. So let's look at a couple of things here. Right. I mapped this out as an Elliott wave from here, and I'm going to continue to do so. All right. Now, I don't short the market very often, but 1 hour before it started to fall yesterday, I sent a message out to the group saying I'm going to short it at 93.80, and I'm going to short it to 92.50. there was obvious, if we come into a smaller time frame, right, this was the wedge that we built between the short time trend and a bit of a longer trend. And we were bouncing through here in this formation, consolidating, and it was going to have to go one way or the other. Once it fell through, this 9,400 level has been resistance a lot, right? It's really the breaking point that Bitcoin just can't get over on a longer term basis. So I shorted the market here, down to here, 10 times leverage, pulled out at 92.50, so I made a good couple of $1,000s on that one. But I don't short very often. Very rarely do I short, and I don't recommend it for anybody. But so we obviously, and you can see where technical analysis works. It's not really about where will Bitcoin be in 4 days. We can set out the parameters and we set out the levels that we need to watch, right? So we're obvious from this trend, we're in resistance. But what you got to remember, guys, right, is that back here, yeah, I mean, and it's shorting the market if you don't know what you're doing and you can't afford it is really, really, really difficult. So look, we've been playing it as an Elliott wave back from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for me, we're still in a fifth wave. Okay. Now, what we've noticed in the market, which I'll get into very shortly, is the emotional cycles are playing out as smaller cycles at the moment, which helps us with our strategy moving forward for the altcoins. It's really important to know kind of where you are in the market, what's happening with the market, and there's no point in setting 100% profit targets if that's not what the market is giving at the time, right? So this is why I always tell people you shouldn't be in any more than 3 or 4 trades at a time, because you got to really manage the trades. You know, keep your hodl, you know, coins, but active trades no more than 3 or 4. So let's have a look at Bitcoin and where we can go. So looking at it on the logarithmic, okay, we're still bullish from where we were in on that December downtrend, which is a big trend line that I'm playing on, okay? And you got to understand, guys, these markets flow up and down and up and down, and this is why you can't let the emotions. And when I've got a plan, I don't worry about these ups and downs. I took my profit. So for me, I'm basically done with this Bitcoin run. I really never thought we were going to get through here, this 8.5. We got in here. My original target was here, if I go back and we look at the signals, okay? So, you know, we've now fallen back down to exactly where wave 4 was. So I would hope for there to be some support in this area, all right? But we need a few areas, because if we fall back down from there, the technical analysis is over. We're done. We're finished. I made some great profit, guys. You know, so we got in here at 6.8, and we took profits up to 9.5. Here. So we've made 40% in 3 weeks. That is amazing money. So this is what I don't understand when people come out going, what's happening? It's falling. It's the news. Mt. Gox. No, it's not. It might have something to do with it, but it's called trading. They run on emotional cycles. They go up, they come down. Okay? Make my mouse pointer more visible. Okay? Whatever if you ask, you shall receive. See? I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Trackpad, nope. Mouse. Sorry, how do I make that bigger? I'm not sure, sorry. Not sure, guys, how to make that bigger. I'm sorry. I don't want to. Somebody can let me know really quickly how to make my mouse pointer bigger. I can do it, but I don't want to waste too much time on it. cursor size. Here we go. There we go. All right. So that bigger? That's big enough for you now? Right. Cool. All right, guys. All right. Cool. So look, guys. Basically, this is the resistance level that we're looking for. So we can get rid of this box now. All right. We've said a million times how we got in. So for me, and I've had mates messaging me for 3 or 4 days. Should I get in? Should I get in? And no. You know, because we're unaware of what's happening. We were in this wedge, and you've got to get confirmations of support, and you've got to do it several ways. All right. So for now, I'm looking at this. We're looking at resistance. Okay. So let's just go back. Okay. And let's mark this out again. All right. Back down to... Was this our mark? I'm just trying to remember where we got the fib from. I believe it was from this run here. Yeah. So we had one that turned all the way around. So we're basically going from here. All right. So we're now there's our support and resistance level. All right. From a fib point of view. So we break down through there, then the Elliott wave is off. All right. Okay. So that's where we're expecting the bounce, and that's kind of where that candle went. So let's have a look at some other factors. Let's turn the cloud on. All right. So we're always looking for factors that agree with each other, right? Now, we've been on resistance ever since we fell through this green cloud in December. Resistance, resistance. Tried to get through resistance. We managed to get through this red cloud, which is really, really big. Because at this time, even myself, when we got in here, I was expecting to hit this line. My target was 8.5. Right? And then anything extra, 9.5, the extended target, was a bonus. This line all of a sudden became support. So right now, it's still support, guys. So we've had a really nice big 40% run in 3 weeks. That's amazing. Most people buy apartments or invest in businesses to make 10% per annum. So keep it realistic. What markets do is they wash people out. Anybody who chased this, right, up over 9,000 is now paying the penalty. Okay? So you've got to learn that lesson. Hey, Delane, thanks, brother. So, again, 8,400 is looking like support. And it's bounced out of there a little bit. Let's look at a couple of different time frames. Really fallen through there on the smaller time frames. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you can see, right here on this line is our support, okay? So 8,400 really, I mean, I've seen people writing, if we fall through 8.6, I've always said all along, 8.4, 8.430 is the spot where we need to hold. But you can't be looking at it every single day, or every single minute, sorry, on Blockfolio. You know, I mean, I'm an old boy, so I got up for my usual 5 a.m. P and made the mistake of having a look. I could see like a million emails from TradingView. And obviously, because I set my alarm, so I knew something was up, I had a look. I was like, okay, I'm going back to bed. I checked in with my Telegram group and went back. So we've really fallen through, though, like we pushed up on the hourly, so that support is now resistance. Okay? So I would not be surprised if we bounce between 8.6 to 9. Now, a lot of people make money out of longing and shorting these markets, guys. You need to understand that. If you go long at 8.5 to 9 at 10 times leverage, you've just made $5,000 a coin, right? There's a lot of money being made in these markets. So there's two things you can do. Sit around and complain and, oh, the whales are manipulating, and now you've got two problems. You're complaining about it and the whales are profiting from it. Or be aware of what's going on and join in. You decide. All right. Yeah. You can see as soon as it falls through these clouds, that resistance, bang. And this is where I went short yesterday on Bitcoin. Okay, finding support in there. So my Elliott wave is still on, and it will be on until it's not. Now, I like to look at things on a bigger time frame, okay? And again, you can see that resistance level just in there, right? I don't like that. I like using the cross, right? So, yeah, 8,400, guys, is the test line, okay? So, again, I wouldn't be running out and buying it now, okay, because we are. Actually, let me have a look at this. Okay, let me rephrase. If you were going to buy this, now would be the time to buy it for a fifth wave run, based on confirmation of a few other things, right? So we've managed to get a little bounce out of here. That's great. Okay. So whereas we were support on the EMA, we're now in resistance. So we need to get back above this 8788 mark on a daily level, right? And this is why I don't bother too much about all of this noise in between. I had a map. Look, 1, 2, 3, take profit, 4, possible re-entry. Now, this is why I say don't chase, guys, because it does this all the time, okay? So what happens, and I'm just trying to explain the game to you a bit. So what happens is we bounce out of the perfect 4. So when you're doing Elliott wave, your buy zones are the 2 and the 4. 1, if you can nail it, which we did. So we had 1, 2, and 4. That's the ultimate, which means you're playing the whole thing. Now, when we do that, we know that the emotional cycle is going to break down. All right? So you don't get caught up in all of this up and down stuff in between. Okay? So, resistance. On a longer time frame, okay, we can see, yeah, it got a little bit of support and turned straight into resistance. Okay. Look at this, support, 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 bang, now we're into resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a run from here to 9,000. Let's have a look at the RSI. Heavily oversold. Everybody's panicked. Right? The daily has just turned, which is actually a strong to get back up there. The 3 daily is way up there. Yeah. So a lot of this is on the floor now. Okay. And you can see here, when it hits the floor around this level, around the 50 mark on the RSI, it'll usually have another little run. Okay. Right. So if we can get a turn off of this mark, I would expect, again, and this is how people are making money, guys. Does it help us long term? Well, we're getting there gradually. Is there a possibility we can dump all the way back down? Yeah, of course there is. All right. But I will stick with my analysis until it's there. So for the moment, Bitcoin, I've taken my profits. I've got some spot coins there. I've converted it. I'm holding a lot of US dollar at the moment. I got out of the altcoins over the last couple of days. We had a lot of winning trades 3 weeks ago where we were making 60 to 100%. Over the last week, sent a few signals that sort of dumped off, cut the losses short, get out. If you can't accept a 10% loss every now and then, or a 5% loss, then you don't deserve the 60 to 100 to 200% profits. It's that simple, right? If you're such a millennial that you just think you deserve that everything's going to keep going, and why is this happening to me, then you're going to get it, right? You got to, it's part of trading, guys. It's trading. Okay, so let's move on. Right. We're in a bit of a downtrend now on the hourly RSI, hourly MACD. Yeah, everything's pretty heavily oversold now, right? And we can see our hourly is just turning. So the momentum, the 1 hour needs to turn into the 3. Maybe some people find this is a good place to start getting in. So what we're really looking at now is these 2 levels here, right? We're looking for short term. So now we're not looking at the big picture, we're looking at the small picture, all right? And we're getting a little bit of support out of here. But I would expect meeting resistance, you know, up in here somewhere, okay? So definitely, look, could you buy Bitcoin? If you were going to buy it, I think 8.6 is a bit much now. You want to be waiting for the 8.4 to 8.5 mark, okay? But I would expect to bounce up out of here. You can see the 30-minute has just gone bang, which will relay over to the 1 hour, which is just picking up. The 3 hour needs to start to turn. So it's going to take the day. On a longer term position, right? On a longer term position, what we're seeing is these mini emotional cycles happening, and we're going to see them in all the other coins as well. So why not see the same thing here with a possible rundown to 7.3, okay? So be very, very careful. If you're going to enter here, I would be looking to take some profits again on this resistance line. You know, we may get another run up to 9.5. If we break down through here, then my analysis is off, and we'll just wait. And we'll wait, and I'll probably wait down to the 7.5 mark. Okay? I hope that helps. If you've got any questions on that, let me know. All right, so now we're going to look at a few coins in the alts. What were the winning coins? Tron. All right, let's have a look at Tron. Let me know what exchange you guys use, because I can service you better that way. What exchanges do you use? And it's good to share information amongst each other as well. So Tron. Let's have a look at Tron. Now I've got all my Binance coins in one list. Do you say Binance or Binance? I can never work that out. All right, Tron. Tron. Okay. So let's have a look at Tron. Now, we did a really long 3-hour trading session at Cryptogasmic for our VIP members yesterday. 3 hours, and we went through everything. And hey, Kyla, the most beautiful girl in crypto, how you doing? Besides Mandy. So Tron, right. What we're noticing, guys, right, is that, so we see these whole emotional cycles play out, right? And they do obvious 5 waves and then a big down, okay? Now, Tron seems to be a little bit different, but they're making these 5 waves and then they're all retracing at least 50%. Whereas if we were really in a really big bull run, you know, this 5 waves would just be a big 1, and then we'd be looking for the 2 and the 3. That's not playing out, right? So we got into a couple of trades last week where we thought that was happening because we made some really big money the 2 weeks before, and I guess, you know, the emotion got the... Now, we mapped this one out, and we absolutely nailed it. You can see I actually haven't touched this chart, all right? So we got perfect entry, right? And this just seems to have made a really big third wave, which hit our target. So bang, that's your entry, that's our exit zone right there, okay? So for people in our group, this was a huge trade who got on this chart. 104%. So if you're going to make 104%, of course, things are going to retrace, all right? I mean, look, we even had our stop loss back here. And we had this wedge. This was an obvious flag that was happening here. And once we broke out of there, boom, it was going to go. So sub 510 was our entry. So we got in this area, smashed through the first target, and bang. Thank you. Right. So obviously now we can get rid of all of that. And, you know, we can see straight away that it's... So when you're asking me to look at Tron, are you asking me from the position where you want to enter? Or are you asking me from a position where maybe you bought it up here and you don't know where to sell it? Let me know as much information. You know, did you buy it too high? Look at these green candles is FOMO, guys. This is why it's so easy to make money in crypto. Because people are too scared to buy here. Look, even now, right? 2 weeks ago, look where it was. At the beginning of April, 4 weeks ago. It's gone to the moon and it's coming down. Everybody's panicking again. 4 weeks and people have forgotten. Okay, so you've got to be a crypto ninja, man. You got to get in here, get out here, get in here, get out, in, out, boom, ebb, flow. Right? Take some Tron, keep it in the kitty, keep 20%, cash 80% into Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 9.5, convert it to US dollars. Bang! Thank you. Right? So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious looking at it, right? It's had a huge run. So let's just get rid of all of this analysis. We absolutely nailed that one. And so for anybody who says it doesn't work, well, there's 110% mapped out that proves you wrong. Okay? So if you can get 110% trade, which we will, you've got to take the 10, the 5, the 15% losses, guys. Right? It's all about having a strategy and a structure over the long term. I hate pump and dump groups. I've got some on my Telegram just to look and see what's going on. I despise them. Unlock now. Join us for the pump. 5 minutes, we will release the coin. You're a fool if you chase those things. A fool. It's as simple as that. So Tron. So we can start mapping this out a little bit now, right? So we've obviously got a new trend, haven't we? Like this. There's a few points there, right? So first thing I'd be looking for is broken the resistance here, support. So, you know, this would be the first area that I'm looking for. So what are our areas of confluence here? Our wave 3 has been massive. So now we're looking for a wave 4, aren't we? So this is a possibility. Vladimir, that's what I'm trying to work out right now, brother. You know. And this is the great thing with TA. You can just be aware of it. Nobody knows really which way it's going to be, but we can use the indicators and we can look for certain things. This is why with my signals in cryptogasmic.com, and I'm going to do this more and more, rather than just buy here, sell here, you've actually got to have a little bit of responsibility yourself. If you blindly follow anybody, even me, right? And I love it. There's a guy in our group called Mr. Me. Sends me private messages all the time. I love it because I like people who learn. And he's been debating with me that he's been doing it on a 1 hour chart, and he's been seeing Bitcoin in an ABC retracement, which I didn't see. I don't see at all. And he came in yesterday and said, I knew it was going to fall. I should have my own thing. And I wrote a message saying, great, man. I love that you have your own opinion. He wrote me a message saying, are you taking the piss out of me? And I was like, no, seriously. I don't want to just tell you blindly what to do, right? I want you to learn this shit and then apply it for yourself. So you can either agree with me or disagree with me. I love that. I would prefer that. Don't listen to anybody blindly, guys. You will lose your money. It was what made me learn for myself in the first place, because I just listened to stupid people and give them my money and blindly did what they were telling me, and I just lost money. So don't, okay? So let's look at this in two ways. All right? So, and if you can't see that these cycles just run in emotional cycles over and over and over again. Now, somebody asked me why I haven't been trading on Binance, but I trade on Bittrex. And the very simple answer is the more data history you have, the better decisions you can make. And if I look at coins on Bittrex as opposed to Tron, on Bittrex there's a lot, you know, coins have done 4, 5, 6 emotional cycles. So we get longer trend patterns and things repeat, guys, over and over and over again. All right? And now you can see we're definitely in an uptrend. So if all you're feeling is bear and losses, you're doing something seriously wrong, because look, right, the graphs don't lie. There's your overall trend. I mean, geez, man, I wish the stock market or people in the stock market wish it was like that. Gold isn't like that, okay? Hey, Kiji. Sorry if I mispronounced your name wrong. I love it when people drop me messages and say hello. It's great. I love community. That's what I love about crypto, guys. For me, it's community and talking and debating, and we don't have to all agree. But the great thing about the crypto community, and I travel around the world doing a lot of shows and talking and educating and learning myself, is we all have a respect for crypto and blockchain and a lack of respect for governments and banks and all that sort of bullshit, right? And it brings us together. So we can debate and have different opinions, but always respect the opinions of, I don't pretend to know it all, but I will respect any opinion and I will look at it. But I don't make any decisions. I take full responsibility for all my own decisions. Okay, so we can look at this in a couple of ways, guys. We've made a really big 3, so let's just refib this. Let's just refib this. Perfect. Do it from there, right from that support line. Okay, so if we redraw this simply, you can see how they work in perfect waves. A 5, 1, 2, a really big 3. So what we're looking for now is the 4 to either hold here or here, and then to get a 5th run up. Okay. There's my target area. This big mouse thing is not doing it for me. So I'm going to make that red, because red for me is sell. And green is buy. So we're looking here. And we're looking here. In these areas. Okay. So any breakdown through that area, then it's done. It's finished. So no emotions, right? We either get in and get out, or that's it. There's no emotions to that trade. And that's very simple with some fib, some support lines. So that's what we're possibly looking for. Now it has gained some support right out of that area, hasn't it? So what we want to do is come down to a small time frame, and we can see, right? So that is positive. I would expect to meet some resistance somewhere here. We've fallen through the 3 hour. And we're right on the bottom of the 6. So we need to start seeing this turn out of here, which is what we're doing. All right? So that is a perfect spot for it to bounce. Makes sense. As does this one. Okay. You can see how far this has moved away from the trend line. So guys, you know, when you think of it in a position of longing and shorting, right? Now, realistically, look at the run that this has made. And the further it pulls away from the EMA, the further it pulls away from the trend line, look, it's gone from hope to belief to optimism to complete thrill and euphoria. So if you bought Tron up here, I'm sorry, you don't know what you're doing. Right? So this is where you sell, not buy. And if you've missed the boat, you missed the boat because you understand that this happens. You can't just turn around and go, I bought it here, it's a shit coin, it's fallen through. This is what 90% of the people do. Don't be the 90%. If you do what 90% of the people do, you're going to get the same result. Do what the 10% do. Buy it when nobody wants it and sell it when everybody wants it. Right? It's the same as property. Same as anything. Collect anything. Supply and demand. Right? So, and you know guys, and I don't say this to put anybody down, and it's how we learn. If you bought Tron on the wrong side of the trade, let us know. You know, what site are you using? This is TradingView. Okay. So we've got some support out of here for a fifth wave. So what are the pros? The pros are mid to long term, we're still trading on the green cloud with plenty of green ahead of us. We have bounced out of a fib zone, but we don't want to be that person that buys here and then we've got to rebuy here. So this is our do or die level right there. Falls through there, it's done. And then you've got the whole emotional cycle that might come down and retrace to the overall trend, right? Do you guys enjoy this? I never know whether this bores people or, because I love this shit, right? So, you know, let me know if you guys like this stuff, if you believe in technical analysis, if you think it's a load of crap, if you used to think it's a load of crap and now you really like it, let me know. So whenever it moves away from here when you're trading, as soon as it starts to come back in on a smaller time frame, look, as soon as it gets through here, that's when you look to get out. Resistance. Okay? It's really obvious when you know that you're looking for it. And it's just resistance, right? And when do you look to buy? As it falls a long way from the cloud. All right? So right now, I'm kind of at the point where I would say, yeah, Tron would have been a good buy here. It's moved away from the zone a little bit, from the perfect zone, a few percent. Now, you might think that that's not a lot, but I don't chase the fight because I know that this could dip down into here. So I would set my alarm for here. Really not enjoying this big cursor, guys, but you know. So I would set my alarm here, and I would set my alarm here just in case it falls through, and then I would set another alarm down here. So what you can do, guys, like let's say you've got $100 that you want to put into, hey Eric, let's say you've got $100 that you want to put into Tron. Now I live by the 90-10 rule. 90% of your money should either be in fiat, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like the top 5 to 10 coins, okay? Wherever the value is best at the time. Like we got into Litecoin, we got out. Now's not the place to be holding Litecoin, okay? It was Bitcoin, we sold, now we're holding it in US dollar, okay? So you've got to work that out. So what you can do, let's say you got $100, spread it between 3 zones or 4 or 5 zones, okay? So put 20% of your $100 here, 20% of your $100 here, 20% of your $100 here, and 20% of your $100 here. All right? And that's it. And then you get an average. So instead of an average of 750, your average might be 700. So if it does fall down, you don't have so long to get back to the top. All right? Let me look at this on a RSI level. Yeah, I mean, it's the daily needs to turn. The 3 daily is pretty heavily oversold. overbought, sorry. But there seems to be some support coming back for this, right? Okay, so that gives me a good vibe on that one for now. So this is how I would play Tron. I don't know, yeah, and you can see it's gaining support, right? Look, it's gaining support. But where are the areas that we're going to look for resistance? You know, and those are the areas you can look to take some profit. 10% up there in the red cloud. So I don't know if I'd chase it here, but I'd place some buys down in here. We could put a market buy and then spread some down to even it out. All right, but it looks pretty good, better than most of the other coins. Hey Scott, we can't see the larger pointer on the vid. For some reason you can see it, but we can't. Yeah, okay. I'm going to just go back to the normal one, because it's kind of annoying me. Yeah, there we go. You prefer this, right? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So that's my analysis on Tron. Let me just take that chart for you on my trading view. Let's just tidy that up a little. And now let's just redo this target zone quickly. Let's just redo this target zone. Yeah. Yeah, it could be good for a 30 or 40% run there. So I would be looking my targets around here and here. Okay. So let's just publish that. And I'll give you guys the links so you can follow it. TRX BTC. Massive third wave and holding support for a fifth wave run. Entries in the 2 buy zones as a spread. Targets in the top red zones. Watch on a small time frame, and any breakdown through the trend and top of wave 1, you should exit the trade and cut your losses. But yeah, I'm long on that one for a fifth wave run. There we go. Hey Hector, how you doing, man? All right, so I'll put that in there for you guys. I'll drop it in the chat box. There you go. Right, and I'll also drop it in my WhatsApp group, sorry, my Telegram group, in the charts. Okay, there we go. So that's over in my Telegram group as well, and I've put it here on Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook. And you can follow me on TradingView on that link there as well. Okay, let's move on. Wow, I really do take too long. OMG, let's do this really quick. Let's get through this quick. OMG Bitcoin. OMG I'm holding a lot of. I really like OMG. So we were looking for a flag to break here, and it did. Boom. To get in, So that went up from where I told people to get in, enough for you to get a stop loss on and get out, and then it obviously followed the rest. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this. Hey Steph, could I have a coffee, please? You're the best. Could I have a coffee? This is Stephanie, everybody. She's amazing.
Hi.
There you go. Hello. Right, okay, OMG. Great coin. Love it. Made lots of profits off of this one. Back on Bittrex when it had the big run up on this side. And then, you know, a lot of people might have got stuck, and now we're making a new cycle. So let's have a look. So let's just start with a clear chart. And we can see here, guys, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even something like this. And impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4 back to the top of wave there. And then a 5 or 5 up here, either way it doesn't matter. Then it's had a run down and it's done another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's done another 5. And this is the thing I love about these sort of coins that repeat themselves over and over and over again. Right? They keep. Thanks, Hector. Yeah, I love helping people, man. Thank you, Stephanie. So we had support. Look at this red line, right? This is the 50-day moving average, which is the faster moving average. The blue is the longer term moving average. You want the red to always be above the blue. All right. When it crosses, this is called the death cross. So, and then things usually fall at that point, which it did here. So what this is doing, right, is making 1, 2 grand waves, see? Right? So let's have a look at what's going on here now. Now what's happening is a lot of the coins are the same. Right? So that's had a 407% run since December. Right? So let's map that out. So there's our long-term trend. There, okay. Then we've got a shorter-term trend, which sort of went up like this, which we've broken now. Resistance. Okay. Okay. So this looks pretty euphoric to me. And you can see here again, look, so we measure this. We measure this run. Okay. And this is good just to see exactly where you are in the trades. 1, 2, a big 3, a 4. Yeah. So this has played out its 5 waves, right? And now it's in its retracement. Yeah. So there's always 2 sides of the trade, guys, right? And you've got to decide what side you want to be in. So if we look at these mini cycles, okay, so out of this 5 waves and here, there's 2 sides of the trade. Do you want to be in this side or this side? You want to be in this side. You want to take your OMG, keep some over here, convert it to Bitcoin or dollars or whatever, and you're good. Then you get back in again, and you want to be on this side of the trade. And out on this side. Okay, so for me, OMG, just by looking at that, is definitely in a retracement of this full cycle. So what are the areas we're looking for? You know, I don't know if I can take that huge wave seriously, but let's do it. I don't know if I can do that. So for me, the areas we're looking for are here, here. Right, so we can see, and you've got to do this in advance, guys. So as soon as it starts coming down, map it out. And those, you know, you only need this amount of information. And you've got to map it out and get prepared. Otherwise, so if you would have had that prepared, you would have been sitting here, you would see the 12-hour blue line, support, the box, support. You come down into the hourly, you can see the support grew out of there, okay? Okay, so that's a point I would expect some resistance. Okay. So I wouldn't be chasing it, OMG. I would, and it's a good coin, but it's had a huge run. What I would do with this one is be more cautious, right? And I would, if this runs, let it make a run, right? If it comes back down into the buy zone, maybe you can catch it. But I'll be looking for another 5 waves. Now, it may wash down to here. So what we're looking for is it to do its run, find resistance, and you want it to hold somewhere. And then prepare. As that retraces, get your lines ready, you know? And where it holds its support, then you get in there. Right? And what it does is if this falls through, it saves you getting in the trade. And then you're looking at this trend line again. Okay? That's the safe way to play it. Okay. Yeah, it's got some momentum, it's got some support. Okay. Let's move on. OMG, I'll drop that chart for you guys as well. Okay, OMG makes same cycle over and over in its retracement and has found some support here on fib. Don't chase and look for support in these areas. Otherwise, let this impulsive wave run and look for spots to hold a 2-wave retracement. So all that means, guys, okay, so to translate what that means, so what that means, guys, okay, just drop that in the Telegram group. Share there, and the cryptogasmic charts in there, and there we go. Right, so right, let's Okay, let's move on. Right, so let's move on to the next coin quickly. NEO. We did NEO yesterday, but let's do it quickly. Do you use USDT where there is no USD on the exchange for Dollar Haven? Yeah, you can do. I mean, I use US dollar because I'm on Bitfinex and Kraken. Yeah, you can. I don't see any problem with it. A lot of people have a hang up about it. I mean, I don't personally. I do a little bit, but that's it. So NEO we charted out yesterday, and this is what I meant, what a lot of coins are doing. So there's big cycles, it's all emotional cycles. So what is playing out here is this exact pattern from before. Look, big cycle, small emotional cycle, ran down. Big cycle, small emotional cycle. Now we made a killing on NEO last year. We played this whole run up and this one as well. And it's one of those coins that just consistently does the same thing over and over. So we charted this out, okay? And we tried to go here to the 1, 2, and it's just not working, right? So the analysis disappears. And through the analysis, it saved us from getting in, okay? When Moon Scotty, I don't know, man. It's funny, you know, like sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and somebody will message me on, and I'll just say, when moon? I'm like, I don't even know you. And it'll just say, when moon, question mark. I'm like, I don't know, dude, I don't know. December. December would be the answer. So let's look at this now. And a lot of the coins have made this. Now, I made a bit of a mistake myself, and I make mistakes, but what I do is I go back and this is why I say, guys, work out. Like, if you bought NEO and you're losing a bag of it, if you admit it, come in public and go, hey, I fucked up. It's no big deal, right? Look, very obvious when you go to a big picture, there's two sides of a trade, right? If you chased it anywhere in these areas, I buy the dip and hodl. So they buy the dip here, they hodl, they think they're clever, and now they're screwed. Worst strategy in the world. Buy the dip and hodl. Terrible. So all this is doing is washing out all of this FOMO on the way up. Look, right? That's all it did. Now, are we into a new cycle? Don't know. Looks like it, right? But what a lot of these coins are doing now, right? Where I thought they would make the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a smaller, and then make another 5 to make a big one. They're all doing the same thing, which is why now, for now, until more money comes to the market cap, I bought NEO yesterday. I don't understand why you would do that, brother. You know, there's no TA. I had support boxes. It's broken resistance. I don't think... We can look at it in USDT, yeah. Sure. Okay. So... Just trying to look at this from a wave count point of view, that's all. Yeah, so look what this did, okay? And this is what I mean. So it did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Then it did A, B, the fake run up, and the C, consolidated. So we thought we were going to get another run out of this, and boom, the whole cycle just died, right? So where are we now with NEO? So if this whole run is a 1, we're looking to see where this can hold. Right. Now, a couple of things here. It's broken trend badly, badly broken trend, no matter what trend you look at. The long-term trend, that shorter-term trend, it's broken trend badly and is now in a serious downtrend. And I had this line here yesterday, and I said the only way is if it bounces off of here and gets back above here. So that should have saved you from getting into the trade. Is it right time to get into alts? No. Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what alt. Tron looked pretty good just before. I don't know why people class alts as one group. You know, let's get back into alts. There's 2,000 of them. Some are shit, some are great, some run, some repeat cycles, some don't, some are overbought. You can't do that. And 10% of your main capital should be in alts and 90% in the top couple of coins. And when you do a trade like NEO, right, buy in at the right place, sell at the right place, keep 20% of NEO for a hodl, and look at it at Christmas time and take your profit. You have to take your profits, guys. It's the biggest problem I get doing private lessons with people when I ask them questions about their trades. They don't know when to take the profits, and then they get stuck. So if we look at these, and we marked this out yesterday, so we have found support right out of these areas here. Okay, but what I would be looking for, now that that's already run, right, let's see where this retraces. Now I would assume yeah, we're going to get a run back up into this cross point here somewhere, right? So I would expect it to do, this is how I would play NEO. Right? Probably up. So I wouldn't be checked. So here, look, it bounced right out of this zone. So maybe a run to here for a 1, and then we want to see where this retracement holds. And once we get support, we get out of that area. To try to break this, we might come like this, and then break the resistance here. Okay, so I wouldn't be rushing out for NEO right now, even though it's showing some good support. But the daily still is on the floor and hasn't turned, and the 3 daily is falling. So I think we'll probably get a good run back up now for a 1, and then what we want to do is look to see where the 2 is going to hold. Okay? NEO USDT. Same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New cycle started to go, 1, 2, 3, and then it just failed. It's the same thing, exactly the same. So now we're just playing this full cycle. And you can see it bounced right off that line there, didn't it? Okay. So you should have had these lines waiting there as this was falling, because you want to get the early seat, guys. That's what I do at Cryptogasmic. We try to get the early seat. This is USDT, man. I don't know what you mean. It looks different. So there's your zones. Same thing. It's exactly the same. I would expect a run to here. And then you want to see where the 2 is going to hold. Okay? That's your play for NEO. So we'll watch that one, and we'll just see where that retraces to. I wouldn't be chasing it out of here now. It's got a big green dildo right there. And just wait. Okay? Right, I think we got... So let's look at the market cap quickly while we're here. Back below 400. And that's all it is, guys. It's people. I mean, the market can do this forever and I'll be happy. You know, if I can make 5 to 10 trades at 60 to 100% over a 2-week period and then drop a few trades at 10%, I'm cool. And you can see it's just making out the emotional cycle as well, isn't it? It's making a 1, now it's making a 2. Ebb and flow, guys. It's the way it goes. Okay? So we've had a little bit of a drop. Yeah, so 60 billion has fallen out the market. And that's not bad considering where we were April the 2nd, guys. 262. Gotta always go back and look at the big picture of things. You have to. When Moon Scotty, I love that. I'm actually creating a merchandise shop for the back end of CryptoGasmic.com, and we're going to sell crypto branded shirts, cups. And I'm going to create a shirt, CryptoGasmic shirt, that just on the back says When Moon. That's all. When Moon, question mark. I think it's cool. Yeah, When Moon. If you've got any good ideas for t-shirts or hats, let me know. When Moon, or When Moon Crypto. Right. Let's get on. Oh, Johnny, what are you sending me there? God, fool. I don't know much about BCN. I am very transparent as well. I haven't been trading on Binance because I trade on Bittrex and Bitfinex, so I haven't had any need, but I'm now getting into Binance because all of my VIP members are trading on Binance, so in order to service them better, I'm doing it. So I don't really know much about it, to be honest with you. Johnny, what are you sending me? So Virgin Sub, let's have a quick look at those quickly before we finish. So this is a trade I got us into. Verge is XVG, right? Yep. And yeah, I kind of got this one wrong, to be really honest. And, you know, at CryptoGasmic and Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook, we're not about selling the moon and everything's a rocket. You know, it's ebbs and flows, guys, and sometimes we get things wrong, you know? And we've had this big emotional cycle come down, and we started a new one. But what's happening is they're doing these small cycles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that hasn't even done a 5 up. 1. It got to a 3 and it broke down. And it broke down through there. So we're now back at a very obvious point of interest. Look, here. From the previous cycle to here to here. Support, support, support. That is the support zone going forward. And even look back at the previous, guys. All right, look. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Sideways resistance, support, support, support. So we've got a nice double bottom here. So for Verge, I would be, I mean, look, you could attempt to catch a one wave out of here. Up into this cloud. I mean, it's trading way below all of the clouds. Hardcore. It's fallen through the red daily. I don't know if I would risk this getting in here. So this is obviously, so look, you can see the retracement's done here. Okay. So if we get rid of those candles, you can see that this line is very, very important. So that's where you need to be holding, right? But there's a lot of resistance there right now. So for TRX, sorry, Verge, I would be, and again, I don't know whether you're asking me whether you want to sell or buy. But we're definitely on the wrong side of the trade at the moment, aren't we? You can see it. We're on the wrong side of the cycle. Now, I thought we were making a new cycle out of here. So I got us in here somewhere, I think. Started to run, and then we broke down. We got a 1, a 2, a 3. The 4 was playing perfectly. Look. 1, 2, a nice 3, 4 to the top of wave 1, and then it just broke down. So that analysis is off. And you could have won on this little trade by simply mapping that. Here, look. It held perfectly, look. 1, retracement, you would have got it out of there. 3, that would have been your target zone, right there. Whoop. That would have been your target zone. 4, retracement, right on the balls. So you're still in, you've taken some profit, you're expecting that. And as soon as it breaks down here, you're out and you take your profit because you got in here at the wave 2. That's how it works. So it's up to you how much work you're going to do. Learn this stuff and then just sit. Like, I mean, I've got a crypto list, which is coins and coins and coins and maps and charts and boxes drawn to catch different catch zones. You know, it doesn't matter what coin it is. I've got it all mapped out, and this is what I do. Played 5, so I know exactly where I am in that trade. And I was waiting for it here, and it fell through. Now it's finding support off the blue, so I will come back and I'll look for a retracement. If it works out, I'll send out a signal, we buy it. Bang. So yeah, that's what I would be doing there, and now I think we've got time for one more. Sub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to put up this poll every day that we do the trading show. And don't forget, guys, if you've stumbled in late or whatever, all of the links are at the top. The YouTube link that it will be put on afterwards, also at Cryptogasmic, it'll also be here on cryptocurrency investing. You can send me a message, join my chat community, whatever you want to do. All right. I hope you guys like this sort of stuff. I do. So we're going to look at sub, and then we're done for today's episode, and we'll be back tomorrow. Now, we do these trading sessions for the VIP members in Cryptogasmic, and we do these for like 3 hours at a time, and we do them really intense. You know, it's fantastic. It's my favorite part of the group. So sub, let's have a look. So we had a signal for sub, I believe, and it was playing the waves nicely, and then it broke down. So we can get rid of all of this analysis now. And let's look at it again. And this is the thing I love about crypto, right? Once the trade's done and it's either worked or it hasn't, delete it all and start again. Reapply the same things over and over and over. Because you ask me when moon? I don't know. Wherever that yellow line ends. Out here somewhere. That's when moon. All right? You know, it's on massive uptrends. Isn't it? Right? So if you're not making money on the trades, first lesson is understand that and then go, why? Why am I buying on the wrong side of the trade? Where did I buy? And then work out the mistakes. Did I buy when there was resistance? Did I chase it? So there's the big trend. I mean, it's touching quite a few points. Okay? So we've got to take that into consideration. Let's get rid of all of this and start again. All right. So let's start again. And this is the exciting thing, is we've got all of these all-time highs to look forward to again, guys. Because this cycle is going to repeat itself over and over again. Look, it did a little 100% here. This is hope. Belief turns into false belief. think my camera just died. So we'll delete that. And we get rid of my head, probably a good thing. So let's have a look at what it's done. And again, right, it's not continuing on, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it died. But what it did do, right, is play the smaller wave set, didn't it? In here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fell down, it made a 1, a 2, a new 3, and it broke down. Okay, so the only way we can look at this now is as an overall, and there was plenty of gains there, man, if you got in at the right time, you know, 100%, guys. All right, so let's look at the, let's look at this. So it's fallen, it's all resistance now, lack of support. So let's look at this way. Let's look at it this way. But look, yeah, it's playing out the bigger wave set. Look. Right there. Okay. So we look at it like this, and we go 1, 2, the trend line, a big ass 3, sorry, big 3 up into here, a 4 and a 5. So we've got, so are we going to get, and then are we going to get the 5 waves in, right? This is the, so we're making another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we're hoping for, okay? So let this 1 play out. Now, yeah, it looks like it's kind of already retracing a bit, doesn't it? Okay. So you want to see if this can hold somewhere, or what it, you know, it's in a bit of a retracement there. So let's catch it and see what it does, and see what would be the areas we're waiting to catch this. I would say in there somewhere. You know? And we just see. So wait for it, come onto a small time frame. Now, if it does hold it some support in here, then we can map it out like this. And I think this is the safer way to play things for now. You know? You know, I think that's the safest way to play things for now, is those waves within the waves. All right? And then you'd be looking for a, you know, 10% profit there. Look for a 16% trade. Keep some sub, take some profit. And what we're looking for are the waves up and down here. And that way it protects you. If it breaks down, then you can get out. Okay? So that's basically it, guys, today for the trading show, the TA show. Thank you to Cryptocurrency Investing Facebook group, the #1 group on Facebook. Get all your friends on it. I love my community, which is Cryptogasmic, cryptogasmic.com, or you can join our chat, which is at the top there. And I'll be back tomorrow. My name is Crypto. I will be back tomorrow for another version of the TA show. All right, guys. Until then, happy trading, love each other, be kind to each other, and remember we're all in this community together. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.